Now, guys, there's 7 specific ways that women will try to destroy your masculine frame, and if you're not aware of these, okay, your dating life and your relationships are going to suffer. And when I say suffer, like, it's going to be very hard and very bad and very painful for you to get anywhere, okay, especially with, the dating life like it is for guys today. Now, the reason why you got to understand this and accept this is, like, women don't do this stuff on purpose. So before all you guys go, oh, it's their fault and they're doing all this stuff. Okay, women do this because they want to prove to themselves that you are a man, and they want to prove to themselves that you are who you say that you are, which means that she wants a man who can stand up to her, especially verbally, and pass her tests that she doesn't even consciously realize she's doing. At all times, a woman is trying to screen your value. So what I'm going to be doing is giving you the inside secret cheat codes, so that way you can actually pass these tests and you can get ahead, because over the past 5-10 years, I've had a fair share of success within my own dating life, and I can pass on the tools, okay, and the lessons that I've learned from the repetitive behaviors and habits that I've seen from virtually all of them. As always, before we dive in, today's MBT Celeb Spotlight is Alex. He goes, proud to say that I now have the girl that I've always wanted. She says my confidence and stern voice that I project that keeps her attracted and drives her crazy. This works. Men are making a comeback 1%. Okay, if you want this sort of results in your dating life, when I'm done with this video, go down below, you check out that MBT webinar. You're going to learn masculine behavioral techniques step by step. All right, behind me on this whiteboard are the 7 ways that women are going to test your masculine frame. Now, before you get your panties in a wad and you think to yourself, oh my God, I got to remember all this shit, I got to do this shit perfect, you really don't. And the reason why I'm telling you that is because these lessons are not to be memorized. These lessons are to be learned, and they're to be internalized. Okay, which means once you understand the grasp of this, you put it into action, and your dating life's going to be fine. Okay, you know whose dating life won't be fine? Is guys who get so fixated on the small, minute details instead of looking at the bigger picture and understanding this stuff. So the very first way that a woman will destroy your masculine frame, keep in mind subconsciously, it's not their fault, they just do this stuff naturally, okay, is by telling you things like, we don't spend enough time together. Okay, if a woman says something like this and goes, we don't spend enough time together, here's what she's trying to do subconsciously. She's trying to get you to comply and shift your priorities. And if you do this, it's game over. Now, once again, don't fault them for this. They genuinely believe when they say these things that this is what they want. They say this because this sounds damn good on paper. But what happens is when a woman then watches the actions of that man and all of a sudden his priorities are all messed up, okay, all of a sudden he's not putting himself or like the stuff he's working on or his life or, his life of abundance first, okay, this is going to crush attraction. This is the first way your masculine frame will go out the window. And then you're going to wonder, like, why it's harder to have a conversation on the phone, why it's harder on dates to have chemistry. Like, this is just bad, so don't do this. The second way that your masculine frame will be destroyed is when she gives you long text messages. Okay, long text messages is something you have to be very aware of. What you have to be aware of is that it is typically emotionally charged. They're going to be lengthy paragraphs, and what she's doing is she's trying to run your brain. So when I say run your brain, there's been women I've dated in the past where, like, let's say there's something that we're texting about and there's some sort of disagreement on her end where the paragraphs are this long, and then the next text is this long, and then that long and that long, and this just gets overwhelming. A man who doesn't have masculine frame is going to submit to that emotionally charged behavior, which means he's going to think, oh damn, I pissed her off, or oh damn, I'm losing her, or oh shit, like, what do I got to do now to fix this? So he'll try to, like, read every line, respond to every sentence, backpedal, make sure that he's saying the right things. Okay, some of you right now are hearing this in the comments, and I already know, or you're hearing this and you're gonna be putting in the comments, dang, like, if only I had this video 6 months to a year ago. This is what you can't do. Okay, this is what weak men do. Instead, you can choose to not reply, or you can choose to say, look, I'm not going to have this sort of discussion. You can say whatever you'd like. Remember, I'm not giving you step-by-step tactics. I'm trying to get you to internalize this. The truth is, you respond to what makes sense for you as a man to respond to, and the rest you cut it out. Don't feel obligated to do anything. You're the man. She needs to be looking up to you. If she's not looking up to you, she's going to be looking for a different guy to look up to. So that's just how it works. Okay, the third is going to be super frequent calls. Now, what you're going to experience with women who are very feminine, very sweet, easy to be around, is they are typically going to respect this, and they're not going to call a lot regardless. And the reason why is because these are going to be women who respect your time and respect your purpose. These are going to be women who respect that you probably have other things going on. And truthfully, if you're dealing with the right types of women, these are going to be women who would rather just meet you up in person, okay, say hello, maybe meet up on a date, that's it. Much more simpler. However, the women who are going to display more manipulation is going to be the super frequent callers, because here's what happens. The more you answer, it proves that you can. So just like say that out loud with me. The more you answer the phone call, the more that it proves you can. Okay? It's like, oh, you know, it's 9 a.m. on a Tuesday. He was able to answer this. Why is he not at work? Okay, or oh, it's 11 p.m. on a Saturday. Why is he not with his friends, or why is he not doing anything? Is he a loser? Is he all alone at home? Women do this shit subconsciously, so you got to be aware of it. Okay? What it also will prove is it will prove that you're a phone addict and you're emotionally reactive. Okay? What it also shows is that you don't value your non-sexual attention. Non-sexual attention is any sort of compliments, it's any sort of time spent, it's any sort of outreach, it's any sort of touch, it's any sort of intimacy. Okay, I only reward those things to women who are investing in me in a sweet and feminine level. Okay? You do not give women time, attention, compliments, all that stuff if she doesn't have like intimate interest in you, if she's not actually sweet to be around. You don't associate with them. So this is the third, the super frequent callers. You have to put a limit on that. Okay, if you're doing stuff, just don't answer. Answer the next day. Okay, say, hey, was busy, we'll hit you back tomorrow. Something like that. Very simple. The fourth way that a woman can destroy your masculine frame is through rude and short behavior. Now, I'm gonna let you in a secret. Rude and short behavior never, and I mean never, happens unless she knows you have emotional investment in her. So this is more or less like if you're dating a girl, or you're dating a girl long term, you're 6 months to 1 year, maybe a year and a half in, and she sees you're, I don't want to say weak for her or whipped for her, but she obviously can tell that you like her. Like you're the guy who you're showing up, you're hanging out with her, you're at her apartment, or she's at your place. You guys are going out frequently, you're spending money on dates, like you have a good relationship with her, you guys text or call daily. Okay. What you're going to notice is you're going to, like, a woman loves that you care for her like that, but she also wants to know that you're not weak enough where you couldn't stand up to her or walk away. Like a woman at all times wants to be protected. And a man who's emotionally weak is never going to be able to do that because he's going to acquiesce and bend in certain situations when he shouldn't. So rude and short behavior, what she's doing is she's seeing if you're going to chase. If you chase, it proves she can emasculate you, and then it gets you to open her emotionally and say things like, well, what did I do? Why are you mad at me? How can I make this up to you? The second you go down this rabbit hole, it proves that you're not a man that she wants to be with in the first place. So rude or short behavior, very simple. You can handle it with one sentence. Hey, we're not going to talk to each other like that. If this is the way you're going to talk to me, politely, I'm going to leave. And you don't have to leave or exit the relationship, okay, right away. Don't be reactive. Have patience. But you can say, hey, okay, if you're going to treat me that way, we're not going to have this discussion. I'm going to exit the room, or I'm going to get out for a while. When you're ready to come back with correct behavior, you can come back to me. Some of you might think that sounds arrogant. I really don't give a fuck. Like, you need to hear this stuff, because as a man, you have to make sure you set, I don't want to use boundaries in the modern day language of like, oh, have boundaries, be a, you know, like, but like you really do need to make sure that if you're investing into a woman, she comes correct with correct, you got expectations, and like she knows that like just because you guys like each other doesn't mean that you're going to be willing to be walked on. Women will all do this stuff especially if you're seeing a same woman consistently. Now, next, fifth one, getting super distant. If a woman gets super distant, okay, here's what you have to understand. At all times, she needs to know that you can generate options. You need options. Women typically don't get super distant unless she believes that no other women want you. Okay, if she believes no other women want you, she's going to get distant because she believes that you probably can't generate options, and if you're not attractive to other women, okay, it's going to be very hard for her to want to get wet for you too. That's just how this works. So scarcity breeds weakness. You can never be in scarcity. And I'm not just like, scarcity in your life does not just weave into your dating life. I'm gonna tell you this. Scarcity in life breeds into your finances. It bleeds into the risks you're willing to take in life, bleeds into your business decisions. Okay, it bleeds into your dating life and your social skills and living a life of abundance. There's two ways you can act. You can act out of faith, or you can act out of fear. Okay, faith means that you have faith in yourself. Okay, you trust that you're here for a reason on planet Earth. Maybe you believe in, like, you're here for a certain calling or a certain purpose. That's putting faith in who you are. Okay, you stick to that faith. You start living in abundance. When you live in fear, you believe you're purposeless. Everything is a limited resource: time, energy, money, women, and you act accordingly. Okay, guys who also like live in scarcity, you're gonna notice their voice bends. Okay, their voice, like it sounds more pleasing. It sounds oftentimes like higher pitched because they're not used to just expressing themselves as who they are. So this is really important to see. Always at all times show strength, okay? If a woman gets super distant, you can pull right back with her. If a woman gets super distant, you pull right back with her. You go do other things. You go out with your friends. You go generate other options. You go whatever you want to do. Like you make sure that you have a good life at all times. That's key. Here's what you got to know too. High value men are earned by women. A woman has to earn a high value man, which means if she has a high value man, she's going to see that with time, if she demonstrates the wrong behavior, he's not going to acquiesce and he's not going to say, what did I do? How can I make this up to you? What he's going to do is probably going to replace the girl. Now, that might sound bad, but once again, you have to have a boundary. You have to have a standard. You have to have a way that you set the foundation of how you act and how you expect to be treated. If you're not able to verbalize it, or if you're not able to demonstrate it through direct action, she will demonstrate that shit for you. And then you're not going to be able to talk to her anymore. She will leave. So just understand this stuff. This is super key. Number 6, okay, getting you urgent. You have to be very aware of this one because what will happen, okay, when a woman gets a man reactive, let's say she's upset, so we'll put a U right here for upset. Let's say she's in a bad mood, so we'll put an M here for mood. Let's say there's nuances in her speech or her vocal tone where she seems naggy or she's not happy with you, okay? Here's what you gotta understand. Most men get very reactive. It turns into, what did I do? How can I make this up to you? Why are you acting this way? Why are you treating me like this? And they start trying to have a logical conversation with the woman about her behavior. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this. She knows she's acting rude. She don't care. So how do you pass this? You pass this by not being reactive. Most men, what they want to do is they want to be the fix-it guy. They think, oh my God, I got to handle this right now or the whole world's going to end. I got to handle this right now or the whole relationship will dissolve. The whole interaction with the girl will dissolve if I don't fix this right now. They think I got to text her right now. I got to call her right now. I got to fix this right now. That is not true. If a woman can get you urgent, it proves that she can get you reactive, which it proves that she can get you emotionally off center, which that means it proves that she don't want you. Okay? I'm gonna tell you this. Like, this might sound cheesy. I don't know any other way to describe it. If you think of love, like a woman's love for a man, love has no time frame. Okay? Which means a woman's love for a man is like a slow turn dial knob. Okay? With time, it improves if you're doing the right things. That's how you build a relationship or you build that connection and that safety with a woman is through time. Consistently proving, you know, to yourself and to her that you are what you say you are. So if you can fix it, if you try to fix it instantly, that's not how love works to a woman. Love to a woman has no time frame, which means that it doesn't matter if it's 1 day or 10 years, okay, along this whole spectrum, you demonstrating the right things can make sure that things stay in check regardless. Never, and I mean never, get urgent, okay? And last, the 7th that you have to understand, seeing if you tolerate blatant disrespect. Okay, this could be her being in a bad mood and making rude gestures. This could be her flirting with other men in front of your face or talking to other men in a provocative tone that you can tell she's doing on purpose to move you off center. This can also be being secretive and talking bad about you behind your back. If women do this, you have to start to remove them. Now, there's 2 ways you can do this. You can look her dead in the eyes and you can say, look, if you ever do that again, you will not see or hear from me. And that you know that that was rude and I'm not going to allow that to be treated. Or what you do is you can play the game where you just get distant and you pull back yourself. Both are going to demonstrate the right things. However, I believe as a man, like the best way that you can start to demonstrate this is your words match your actions. If your words match your actions, you say, hey, I'm not going to tolerate that. Okay, and then if she were to do it again, you actually put a line in the sand and you draw a line in that sand and you prove it. Okay, that shows that you have real strength and real balls and real backbone. And I'm going to tell you this. I don't care if the woman is a typical everyday girl that you meet on college campus. I don't care if you're talking to a Victoria's Secret or Sports Illustrated model. They're all going to do this and they're all going to behave the same. And just because you're very attracted to a woman's beauty, I do not, and I repeat, I do not want you ever to put a woman's beauty up on the pedestal, okay, and ignore red flags and overqualify who she is based off the demonstration that you have. So that's what you have to understand. So these are the 7 things. If you can avoid these, your life's going to be much better. Hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to check out that full-length presentation below, and we'll see you in the next one.